Pretty much every company out there is sitting on a goldmine of knowledge. The problem is, what happens when that knowledge is all locked up, basically impossible to find right when you need it. So today, we're going to take a look at how an enterprise AI platform called Botza is helping businesses basically find the treasure map to their own data, and we're starting with one of the most critical areas, customer support.
So let's kick things off with a question that probably feels a little too real. Are your teams just drowning in information? It's this weird paradox of the modern workplace, right? We've got more data, more docs, and more dashboards than ever before, but finding one single reliable answer can feel like a total nightmare. And that, right there, is the exact problem Botza was built to solve.
The first big symptom of this problem is what you might call disconnected knowledge. Just picture your best support agent trying to help a customer. They know the answer's out there, somewhere. Maybe it's buried in a training PDF from last year, a forgotten Slack thread, or some super cryptic product doc. That frantic, time-wasting search, that's the daily reality for so many companies. And then on top of that, you've got this support load that just never stops growing. Your teams, I'm talking customer service, HR, IT, you name it, are spending a huge chunk of their day answering the same exact questions over and over again. And it's not just inefficient, it's incredibly expensive, and it keeps them from working on the hard problems where they can really make a difference.
So, when you mix that scattered knowledge with all those repetitive questions, you get a third major headache: really inefficient operations. I mean, manual workflows, copying and pasting answers from spreadsheets. It's not just slow, it's practically begging for human error and missed opportunities. You put all three of these things together, and you've got what the source calls the enterprise knowledge crisis.
All right, so here's our game plan for unpacking all this. First, we're going to dig a little deeper into that knowledge crisis. Then, we'll introduce the new kind of AI that's designed to fix it. After that, we'll zoom in on how it automates customer support, check out the real-world results Botza is delivering, and we'll wrap up with a really important question for your own organization.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, the enterprise knowledge crisis. This is really the core challenge we're talking about, all this fragmented information that leads directly to higher costs and teams that are just completely burnt out.
I think this visual just nails it, right? That feeling of chaos. The modern company is just overloaded. When your company's collective brain is basically shattered into a million pieces, finding a trustworthy answer isn't just hard. It becomes a massive bottleneck that slows down everything, from how your own team works to how happy your customers are.
All right, so we've really felt the pain of the problem. Now let's flip the script and talk about the solution. This brings us to our second section, a new kind of AI, and our introduction to Botza.
So what makes this a new kind of AI? Well, Botza isn't about just making up content from thin air. It's all about unlocking the expert knowledge you already have. It takes all that static, inert information, your trusted documents, your FAQs, all those old support tickets, and it turns it into this living, intelligent resource that people can actually have a conversation with, both inside and outside the company.
Let's take a quick peek under the hood. It really works in 4 stages. First, knowledge ingestion securely connects to and pulls in all your scattered data. Second, the intelligence engine actually reads and understands all that content. Third, there's a simple no-code bot builder that lets anyone, not just developers, design and launch these AI chats. And finally, you get powerful analytics and governance tools to track how it's all working and keep everything secure.
So you've got this powerful engine that can turn knowledge into answers. Now, let's put it to the ultimate test, the super fast-paced, high-stakes world of customer support where every single second counts. This is Section 3, Automating Customer Support.
This is really where the rubber meets the road. Botza automates support in a few key ways. It gives customers instant, 24/7 answers for FAQs and basic troubleshooting. It actively deflects common tickets before they can even hit a human agent's queue. And it powers that intelligent chat widget you see on websites, turning it from a simple little box into a real problem-solving tool.
And here's what those conversations actually look like. As you can see, the AI can handle the common stuff all on its own. But here's the really important part. It knows its own limits. When a problem gets too complicated, it doesn't just crash and burn. It intelligently routes the entire conversation with all the context to the right human expert. Think about that. No more making customers repeat themselves 5 times.
We've seen the what and the how, but the million-dollar question is always, does it actually work at scale? Let's jump into Section 4 and look at how Botza is delivering real, tangible results.
This chart tells a really cool story. It's no surprise that customer support is the biggest slice of the pie. But look closer. It's also being used by HR, sales, IT, even product and engineering. This shows it's not just a support tool. It's becoming a platform-wide solution for that enterprise knowledge crisis, proving its worth in every corner of the business.
And we're not just talking about a few small pilot programs here. Botza is currently running in over 120 active enterprise deployments. That number represents some serious, proven trust from major organizations who've baked this technology right into their daily workflows.
Now this next stat, this is where it gets really powerful. An incredible 88% of those deployments are multi-channel. So what does that even mean? It means the same trusted knowledge base, the same single source of truth is answering questions on the public website, inside employee tools like Slack, and for agents working inside their CRM. One brain, accessible everywhere.
And honestly, for me, this is the most telling number of all. 68% of clients adopt Botza in multiple departments. Just think about that for a second. This isn't a tool being forced on teams from the top down. It's a solution that works so well in one area that other departments start asking for it themselves. It's a grassroots success story happening over and over again.
So, what's the bottom line here? What's the core advantage for a big business? Well, it really boils down to three things. First, you get powerful automation that frees up your best people to do their best work. Second, it's got a user-friendly no-code interface, which means you don't need a whole team of developers to get it working. And third, the pricing is flexible, so it can scale right along with the value it delivers.
And that brings us to our final, and I think most important section. Let's just zoom out for a moment and ask the big question. Is your knowledge actually working for you?
This quote from the source really hits the nail on the head. In a world that just keeps moving faster and faster, getting the right, trusted, and compliant answer immediately, well, it's not a luxury anymore. It's absolutely essential for survival and success. And that's exactly the capability Botza is trying to deliver. So, we end right back where we started, but hopefully with a totally new perspective. After seeing how AI can turn a dusty, forgotten archive of data into a living, intelligent asset, the question I want to leave you with is this. Is your organization's knowledge actively working to help your team and your customers win, or is it just taking up space?